What's good, y'all? I want to talk about my thoughts on Feixiao today. Now, if you don't know who Feixiao is, and you play Honkai Star Rail, you're probably living under a rock, or maybe you're just taking an extended break from the game. Not really a big deal. Feixiao is the new highly anticipated DPS in Star Rail that some are theorizing will rival Acheron. As hard as that is to believe, I'd like to give my thoughts on that and other predictions about our new general. Feixiao is a wind-type character following the path of the Hunt. I realized since the beginning of the game, Hunt characters have not really been described as DPS monsters. I think units like Boot Hill, and especially Feixiao, have and will change that respectively. When I look at Feixiao, I see the kind of Hunt character I originally wished 5-star Dan Heng would be. I don't really want to get heavily into her kit to avoid leaks, but I will say it seems to mirror Acheron's in that in order to execute her ultimate, you will need to build stacks instead of accumulating energy. These stacks are gained after a certain number of attacks, according to the recent livestream. If you look at the icon in the bottom left of her portrait, it looks like this certain number is 2. This means she will be heavily reliant on a follow-up attack team to rapidly gain stacks in the same way Acheron is dependent on nihility units. With this knowledge, I think it's safe to say Hoyo has built Feixiao to be the Acheron of follow-up teams. We won't know exactly how brutal her kit is until the multipliers are released. But given what we've seen so far from official and unofficial channels, I think she will be incredible with the right team. I want to point out, unlike Acheron's launch, we already have solid support units in place to build a team with. Aventurine and Robin have already proven to be strong for many team comps, and with Feixiao, they will empower her to be absolutely devastating. Does this mean they're necessary for her team? Not really, but I would heavily consider pulling Robin for Feixiao if you don't already have her. Robin will be more important for Feixiao than her signature light cone or additional eidolons, so take that into consideration. Now, does this mean Feixiao's team comp is restrictive? Yes and no. It's about as restrictive as Acheron's, and it has better support units in place for it. In some ways, using Robin for Feixiao is the equivalent to Ruin Mei in a Super Break team. However, I think being able to swap in units such as Yunli, March 7th, Dr. Ratio, Topaz, and Mose when needed is more flexible than a Firefly Super Break team. The real question is, will she be as powerful as Acheron when both have their best in slot team comps? I don't think we know yet. I'll definitely be testing her out extensively in the different content modes when 2.5 drops, and we'll probably make a video or two about it. I will speculate that Feixiao's damage will be spread out more over time given her follow-up style than in one giant ultimate that does 1,000,000+ damage. The results are ultimately the same, but may feel lesser due to the perception of how it plays out. Think of it like death by 1,000 cuts versus dropping an atomic bomb. This all boils down to the big question: should you pull Feixiao? I would say yes, but I'm highly biased since she's kind of the perfect waifu for me, and I have Robin, Ratio, Aventurine, and Topaz already. In reality, there are several factors to consider. The first being, do you have Robin? If you do not, I'd suggest pulling Robin first before deciding to get Feixiao. Supports and sustains matter most in Honkai Star Rail and will determine whether or not you can build a team. The next thing you have to consider is the pulls you have available to you. If you have to spend money to pull Feixiao, I'd seriously consider skipping her. There will always be a bigger fish. However, this is a personal choice only you alone can make. I don't want to contribute to the FOMO and hype that influences others to spend. If you can, great, go for it. Just do what's best for you at the end of the day. Finally, if you have both an Acheron team and a Firefly team, and are not an absolute team building addict like me, you may not want to pull Feixiao. Those two teams will probably get you through 80% of the content in the game. If you do not have both of these teams, I'd strongly advise you to consider pulling Robin and Feixiao if you have the ability to and care about clearing end-game content. I'm very excited for Feixiao's release. I love everything about her character. I'm excited to pull her, build her, and test her out with different team comps and in different content. Leave a comment below and let me know if you're as hyped as I am. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say I appreciate you so very much. I love making these videos, but they're nothing without the people who are interested in them. If you want to further help me out, please consider liking and subscribing to help grow the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.